if you've ever wanted to really enjoy flying without any of the stress, FPV is where it's at. I mean, the moment you put on a pair of goggles and you fly a drone, it's neat. Now there's over 1,000 chapters of multi-GP throughout the world, and drone racing is becoming a sport, which is what our goal is.
Hey, Nick Tarascio here with Chris Thomas of Multi-GP. And Chris, what I'm excited about is this is both the intimidating future for all the general aviation guys and the exciting futures for guys of our generation.
Well, you know, I don't think it has to be an intimidating future. It is a different future, and it's always like that. As technology changes and progresses, so does the world, and you kind of have to embrace that. Our part of of drones, though, is not so much involving the standard airspace that most aircraft would use. We fly at 50 feet and below most of the time. So the only reason we would ever interfere with an aircraft would be if they're about to make an emergency landing. And my 300-gram drone, they're going to be happy that I'm there flying it, right? Because I'll land it, I'm going to run over and I'm going to save them, you know. So I don't think that's really much to worry about when it comes to drone racing.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the whole drone racing concept. Sure. How did you get into it? You said something about car racing might be in there somewhere?
You know, I was in the passenger seat of a friend's car on a drift track. He drives a drift car, you know, and I'm flying a Phantom trying to film it. You know, this is what we all do with Phantoms, right? Just whatever. This is years ago. And I made a video and uploaded it to the internet, and it linked me to a drone race video. I never had heard of anything like that. I love racing. I'm big into car racing and go-karts. I spent a lot of time doing that. So I met this group of people. They happened to be local. They were doing drone racing in Florida. And I went to the first event, and it was very disorganized, it was just a relaxed, it wasn't a race, you know, it was just a bunch of guys hanging out who like drones. So the next week I organized a drone race, and it just grew from there into this worldwide sport. Now there's over 1,000 chapters of multi-GP throughout the world. People are using the services in many different languages, and drone racing is becoming a sport, which is what our goal is.
How do you protect that from a bunch of other people saying, oh, we have drone racing too, or we have a drone racing league? Do you have something proprietary that it's part of multi-GP?
I wouldn't say we have anything proprietary. We have developed an operating system that we provide to the world for drone racing. We've built a community, which is really what multi-GP is. It's a community of people who will organize and run drone races and who like to do drone racing. We also have the series. So this year in Reno at the air races is the championship drone race of the year. And that consists of over 100 races leading up to that one.
Is there something that's going to come out of drone racing? Is it more than just recreation? Is it more than just fun? Does it propel anything forward beyond that?
Absolutely. You know, right now, most of the smart kids now, growing up, they're addicted to video games, right? There's this wonderful world where they can be stimulated intellectually, they can be excited, they can have nonstop fun, constant reward, and it's video games, right? And the real world doesn't provide that. So what's happened is the U.S. has declined tremendously in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, math. And this is an opportunity to get high school kids off of the video games, outside, competing in some sort of sport, but also learning about technology and engineering and math. So it has a huge upside on the educational side. Plus it's an awesome sport.
So what I was thinking about, I was actually walking over here on the way to the whole drone tent here. And someone was telling me that EAA had started, you know, their first fly-in was, I think in the late 50s or 60s. And here we are, right, like almost half a century later, or a little over half a century later. You're like, there's 500,000 people. Yep. Is this where we are now with drone racing, where it's kind of the equivalent of that beginning of what Oshkosh was then? And 20 years out, or even 10 years out, we're going to see this massive audience?
We're definitely there. Last year, we saw about 20 drone races a weekend. This year we're seeing over 100 drone races a weekend. And it's growing. It's a very steady, solid growth. What's awesome is we're converting pilots, we're converting people who do RC, we're converting people who play video games, people who are racing motorcycles. All of them see this and go, wow, this is pretty cool. I want to do it.
So I think I might have to do the add-on for the drone certification on my pilot's license.
Yeah.
Because it does seem pretty cool.
It's, if you're a pilot already, you definitely should get your 107. It takes an hour. It educates you on the little bit of things, the nuances of drones versus regular aircraft. But as a pilot, you're already ready to operate a drone.
Where does a pilot go for that? So, you know, again, because there's a lot of pilots that are going to see this and going, I think I am interested. How do I take that first
So
step?
you go into IACRA, you probably have a login there, you log in, and there's a drone course that you take. Online, takes about an hour to 2 hours, and it'll take you through the training as well as the test. You file one document, you get your license.
All right, I'm going to be a drone pilot.
It's very, very easy to get that endorsement. You definitely should.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time today. Maybe I could actually fly one of these things over
Yeah,
here.
man. Sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Nice meeting you.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to learn more about what we talked about, you can check out all the links in our description. We'll have more videos coming out soon, so stay tuned.